Welcome back, everybody. So I can feel it, and I can smell it. There is a lot of fear out there in the market, extreme fear, reading at 16. Now, we do have some big data coming out, CPI, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, and then we also have PPI. And why I'm not actually scared of these, pullbacks, just 10%. We're not even down 20%. Well, we always have the backup. And you can see Apple puts we took 2 days ago went deep in the money, way over the money. Market was coming down. Apple was at 240. We took these puts, and this was a fantastic play. Here's another one that we took, and this is the one I want to talk about because when I have these, why I cannot go and buy dips in the market because market is not going to take my money anywhere. And why 11/29/2024 SPY puts 555 June 20th expiration. We're nowhere near June, guys, and it's already going in the money. This is going to be a big play. Get in now. So when I have these, why cannot go and buy the dips? I can go and buy the dips, and that's why if you fear that market is going to crash, you have to short at the top. You cannot go and short when market is pretty much down 10-15% and it's getting oversold, and there is a rally that is actually brewing, and it could be right around the corner, and you're shorting into the hole. So all these plays, guys, especially if you're serious about trading, definitely check out my link down here in the description. And also I have it here on my X page, and you can give me a follow if you're there, and if you're actually on X right here at EK Network 2023. Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Google, stock is down 1%, so there was an attempt of a breakout. It did not hold, and we did close this gap at 165 today, and that is where we found support, and it's holding right there. So Google in pretty much no man's land. We got another gap on top from yesterday, 172. So now Google 165 and then 162 is going to be a crucial level to hold going into tomorrow's session with that CPI. If we get a bounce, maybe a gap up over 170, that opens the door for a move up to 172.25 to close this gap, and over that 176, and then we can talk about more upside on Google stock. But for tomorrow, 165, 162, your key line in the sand right here on Google. AMD, it's actually green on the day, and it's flat, but still finishing the day in the green after making a new low 94.73 and holding 95 as a support into closing. So AMD, I don't know where this thing is going. I mean, it's just consolidating here, and we're not down significantly. We went back up to 100 and now back down to 95 again. So 95, your key line in the sand, and then 93 on AMD. To the upside, now there will be resistance at 98.82, 100, 101.56, and then 105.55 right here to this negative sloping 20-day moving average. On Netflix, it's up 3.28%. So this thing got up to 900 plus. Huge rejection from 900, 904 off of this negative sloping 5-day moving average. Blue line on your screen right here. And now it's trading at 895. So now key line in the sand, 872 and then 842. If this thing does not recover, cannot get back up over 900 to 904, you're not going to see a bounce up to 936 right here. And if this thing gets up to 936, this might be a good shorting opportunity on Netflix. On Microsoft, it's absolutely flat on the day, so we got a bit of a bounce up to 386, and you can see now it's rejecting from 384. So this thing needs to get over 384, and then we might see a push up to 390 to 395, 400. It's getting a bit frothy and oversold. We see some, high volume coming in today, but nothing significant. The bounce to the upside definitely not happening. and it's been down, quite a bit from all-time highs. You can see, what was it? 465 down to 376. So that's a good dip buying opportunity. But again, this means, go longer. It does not mean that you buy here and sell tomorrow. That's not going to happen. You might catch that bounce, but I'm talking about long term, or at least give couple weeks to couple months. So here on Microsoft, the next key level to watch, well, lower Bollinger Band here at 379, 380. If this thing gets a bounce and gets over 384, we got a shot where this thing can move up to 390, possibly up to 394.48, or I would say 395, and then 400. Over 400, it's gonna look a lot more bullish for a move all the way up to 413. On Meta, it's up 1.29%. So Meta, I actually bought the dip yesterday and today sold it because this thing rallied back up to where? Look at this, 614, pretty much exactly. And then came back and holding right here over 600. So Meta over 600, we might see a push back up to 614. And over 614, this thing can come up and retest 623 to 638. This thing does not hold 600. This thing can come back down to lower Bollinger Band, 589, and from there it can go much lower. You can see we got a bunch of gaps down here, and if this thing wants to come down, I mean, this thing is up quite a bit. I mean, from 740 down to 600. Yes, it's down like $140, but it can go much lower. And if you need an example, look at Tesla from 488 down to almost 200 now. On Tesla stock is up 3.79%. So this is actually a really good opportunity, and a lot of people are just scared. Just like when I made videos before the election about a year ago, guys, when this thing was down, pretty much down here. Tesla was dying, and then people said, "Oh, don't buy it. It's going to $50, $80." It was actually right here, and we had that massive run to the upside, brand new all-time highs. So you cannot count Tesla out ever. Just because it's going down does not mean that it's not going to come back up. We got a bunch of gaps to the upside, and we all know how these works once we get into a uptrend here on Tesla. So fantastic opportunity. I already started buying some shares, and shortly we'll be looking to buy longer time calls on Tesla. I just actually wanted to wait for the CPI and the PPI and see, what goes on with the tariff and all that. If the correction gets even deeper, then I can buy it a bit cheaper. So Tesla here, definitely you can see the bounce off of this 223 level and now trading at 230. If this thing can hold here, we might see a push up to 240, 251, 258. To the downside, underneath 223, next big support will be right here at 205. On Apple, stock is down almost 3%. So Apple took a massive hit today. And this is where we got into Apple puts right here, guys. 2 days ago, Apple puts right here. 230 puts, you can see went deep in the money, way over the money today. Unfortunately, we sold yesterday, but I can't complain. It went in the money. Apple comes down $10, you get a nice juicy paycheck. So Apple now at 220. Well, there is no, shorting here. There is a gap and business down here that might get filled right here. We got some unfinished business, 216.90. It might come right here. It was almost there today. Did not fill this gap, went back up and now holding at 220. So below 220, we might see this gap getting filled at 216.90. If we get some sort of a bounce, Apple is a big name. Trading below lower Bollinger Band, you don't see these, type of moves too often. We might go back up and retrace lower Bollinger Band, not upper at 225. Over that, you might see a push up to 230 on Apple. On Amazon stock, it's up 1%. So Amazon finally, catching a breather. But look at the rejection at 200, guys. Exactly 200. Got a rejection, came back, and now it's pretty much holding right here near 195, just over 195. So that's gonna be a key line in the sand. 195 for tomorrow. You can see previous rejection now can act as a support. Underneath that level, we still have unfinished business down here, 190 gap. So watch out for that. But if this thing, gets over, we got some high volume today. There were a lot of buying. If this thing gets over 200, we might see a push up to 206, 212, maybe even 216. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.66%. So all day calls, they were coming in, and a lot of calls coming in on Nvidia. And despite the sell-off in the market, Nvidia did hold up really well. And you can see we're actually over 107. It's finding a lot of buyers at 107. This thing came back up to 110 and now trading near 109. So again, the key level and the key line in the sand right here at 107. As long as we're over that, we might see a push up to 118 on Nvidia stock. If this thing gets under 107, in that case, we might see a big move to the downside all the way down to $96. So watch out for that. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe for more updates on big mega cap stocks. Have a great night, and I'll definitely catch up with you guys tomorrow night.